I'm here in the city of good living. If you're looking to live in an area with a super charming downtown, incredible neighborhoods, and a fantastic community with tons of community events, you're absolutely gonna wanna check out San Carlos. I'm gonna share with you guys a little bit about downtown. We're gonna check out the farmer's market, pop into a neighborhood, and then check out Burton Park. So let's dive in. This is fun over here. We just have a Paris baguette that just opened. Just over here, we have Gelataio, which is premium gelato. Man, you got a lot of good stuff here. What are the big sellers?
This is the most popular, the almond twist.
An almond twist.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get one of those. All right, this is the gluten-free chocolate banana peanut something. Wow, that's good. Man, that's some good stuff here. We're just getting started, I feel like. There's a fun thing about San Carlos. You just see lots of people out, kids, couples, families, older folks. It's great. So downtown San Carlos is Laurel Street, basically just several blocks long. And we kind of start up by San Carlos Avenue, and then we just go a few blocks south this way. What's nice is on Sundays, because it's the farmer's market, they kind of block off the street. You have tons of vendors out here, and it's just kind of a hub for the community on Sunday mornings. A few other towns in the peninsula have these farmers market, but this is a really special one. What's nice about downtown San Carlos is you get a lot of mom and pop shops. Like for example, behind me, we have a leather shop, the Perfect Rose, Prairie, which is a clothing store, and Olive Crush, which we will come back to shortly. But in some other downtowns like Burlingame, where I grew up, it's an amazing downtown, but I feel like you see more mom and pop shops here than you will in other downtowns, which is really cool. Look at this, empanadas, scones. We gotta try everything. Banana bread with walnuts, without nuts. Hazelnut sunrise. All right, let me get a banana bread, please, with walnuts.
With walnuts?
Yeah,
Of course.
you get that? That's a good choice?
That's one of my favorites.
Okay, that's a winner. Thank you.
All right, take care, guys. Have a good
All right, we got more. I feel like this is like a food tour here. Check this out. This is a cookie that is half a pound. I was kind of thinking about it. I mean, obviously rent in San Mateo County is very expensive in these downtown areas, but it's cool. We just walked past a dry cleaning business, which you wouldn't see in other towns on like the main street. So anyone who wants to have a business here, I feel like they can, because it's just so approachable. And that's cool. I mean, in fact, there's not even parking meters downtown San Carlos. It's all free parking. How cool is that? How's it going? What are your biggest sellers here? What do you recommend?
I really love these cinnamon rolls. They sell out fast.
Really? Okay, let's get a cinnamon roll. All right, thank you. Now, just for the record, even though we bought like 5 or 6 different things so far, I'm only tasting each one. I'm not actually eating all of them, okay? Let's check out this cinnamon roll here. Oh, so good. Of course, we got a Pete's Coffee right here, and we're gonna have some girls selling Girl Scout cookies, which we already have, so we're not gonna buy some on camera, but they're amazing. What's also nice about downtown San Carlos is there's a lot of outdoor dining. So right here, we're at Town, which is one of the top restaurants in San Carlos. Even though we're shooting this at like 10 a.m. on a Sunday, there are a ton of people out here having brunch, which I think is really cool. I mean, this is cool. Let's check this out. This is Laurel Street Arts. It's a paint your own pottery place. And let's keep walking over here. And over here is Bow Wow Pet Specialties. We just have a very low key place. Like in Burlingame, there's Pet Food Express, which is a big corporate fancy store. And then let's come in on here and check this out. I mean, it's just a normal store, which I love. Good morning. You can check this out. There are a lot of people here with their pets. This is fun. It looks like you can get everything that you need right here for your dog. I need to come back here. Oh my God. This is a new Turkish store called Grand Bazaar. We're gonna go in and check it out. Oh my God, look at this, is wild. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Check this out here. This looks really, really tasty. All right, what's neat here is they actually import about 75% of what's sold in here from Turkey. So if you just kind of walk down the aisle with me, obviously this is not imported here, but just check out these homemade breads, za'atar on it. Super good. It looks like it's made in San Bruno. You got your lavash, of course, some Acme bread. Then let's take a look down here. They have a really cool deli, all kind of meats. Take a look at this. Ribs, lamb, fresh baby goat. You got the T-bone and the ribeye. You got a lot of good stuff back here, guys. all of your treats here and baklava and everything is imported from Turkey.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it comes from Turkey. Is one times a week. It's with airplane. That's why it's all special flavor.
All on the airplane.
Yeah. Is pistachio is Turkish pistachio. You know, it's different about the California pistachio.
How long have you been?
Yeah, it's about 3 months here.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure it's going really well.
Yeah, it's getting better every day.
Yeah. How do you say cheers in Turkish?
Afiyet olsun.
Afiyet olsun?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, afiyet olsun.
That was super fun. A friend had told me about that spot. They've only been open 3 months and it looks like they're doing super well. So that's the nice thing about San Carlos. There's a lot of small businesses here and people will come in. It's not like they're getting boxed out by the big box, which you can see in some other towns. So I'm really proud that San Carlos has that. You know, San Carlos has about 28,000 people. It's one of the smaller towns on the North Peninsula. And I think people really like it because it is so laid back. Everyone is very normal. I mean, of course, everywhere around here that's the case, but in particular in San Carlos, because it just has a really warm community feel. There's tons of community-wide events. Halloween in San Carlos is a huge deal. In fact, Eucalyptus is ground zero for trick-or-treating, probably on the whole peninsula. I mean, people go completely crazy there with their decorations. Even around Christmas time, it is just like off the charts there. They have to manage traffic. People just really decorate their houses and you're getting hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of people are going to trick or treat and check out the Christmas lights on both of those holidays here. So I think I say San Carlos has a ton of kids that live here. See a ton of retirees, young couples, families. Kind of checks the box. I mean, people pushing strollers here and their dog and babies and stuff. It's just a fun vibe. So what's nice about San Carlos, its central location. We are pretty kind of in the middle between San Francisco and Silicon Valley. So if you were choosing to live in San Carlos, I would say it's probably a little bit far if you were to work in San Francisco, if you needed to go in a few days a week. But if you work down in the valley, you're at Apple, Google, Meta, and Menlo Park. I kind of like that location because it's just right in the heart of the peninsula. Now, if you're wondering what does it cost to live in San Carlos, it's one of the more expensive towns in the county. So last year, the median home price here was about $2.4 million, which is up quite a bit from even 2020 when it was about $2,072,000. So if you wanted to buy a 2-bedroom home, that's gonna kind of start in the mid to high $1 million range. If you're wanting to buy a 3-bedroom home, it's kind of hard to get something under $2 million, but that price point's gonna kind of be about $2 to low $3 million range. And then a 4-bedroom is gonna kind of start in the high 2s and then go on up to $4+ million. Obviously, if you're in a flatter, more walkable location in San Carlos, which we're gonna get to in a few minutes, those neighborhoods are gonna be more expensive, higher price per square foot, just because there's greater demand for people who wanna be flat and walkable. That is kind of White Oaks and Howard Park. Or if you wanna be up in the hills like the Beverly Terrace neighborhood, you're gonna get lower price per square foot. You're probably gonna have a view or a canyon view, maybe perhaps a little bit more quieter. But if you kind of value the trick-or-treatable feel of a flatter area, then you're gonna kind of wanna be a little bit more walking distance to downtown. There's one thing that you might not know about San Carlos. It's actually the birthplace of Tesla. And the first 100 Tesla Roadsters were built in San Carlos. And there's a lot of biotech and kind of health tech innovation in San Carlos. So kind of up and down Industrial Road. We've seen a ton of new construction over the last few years as new lab spaces going in, new offices. Because it's such a central location on the Mid-Peninsula, right off of the 101 freeway, there's just a lot of lab space and there's a lot of buildings. And it's kind of nice because it's pretty separate from the residential parts of the city. What's also nice in downtown is there's pharmacies, there's a bunch of different doctors and dentist's office. They're all within a few blocks of downtown or right on Laurel Street. Right here is the Reading Bug, and this is cool. They even have a podcast, which is pretty popular, talking about children's books, and you can kind of see this area here. Different times of the day, they'll do children's reading outside here. You could find a couple dozen kids, people with parents, nannies, whatever. I think this is neat. Like, the city has said, hey, we're okay not having parking here, so a small business can kind of thrive. That's what I love about the city of good living. If you're curious what is the current inventory in San Carlos or thinking about making a move here, would love to chat, drop me a line. All right, let's pop in here and check out Clock Tower Music, which has been here, I think, for over 30 years. Come on in. How's it going?
Brian.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Brian. Tell us about your business here.
So my dad started this store in '83 in Half Moon Bay, and Clock Tower store, which is about 100 square foot. And I was about 12 years old when we started that. I put down the backpack from middle school, started restringing guitars, and he just wanted a hub where people can meet, you know, where musicians could come, because on the coast, there's such a barrier between, you know, the hill and, you know, everybody that was musicians on that side. So we have jam sessions late at night, and he just really wanted to kind of incorporate more people in the community to have a place to have music.
Yeah, this
And
feels
so-
like a really unique type of business.
Yeah, it's fun. We do group lessons in here. You know, we put about 10 people in here, a lot of people from Oracle or new retirees, and they do, you know, they get downstairs drumming. Then we have 2 choruses, a no stress choir on Mondays and on Wednesdays. So we have people just come in and just sing, and it just feels good when you do that. And then we started an open mic the end of the month. So people come, you know, we get like poetry, we get saxophone players, we get like guitarists, we got people who write originals that want to, you know, showcase what does it work? You know,
Yeah.
do people enjoy it? Do people like it? And it's been a lot of fun. It's really grown a lot.
And can I ask you, like, what do you love about San Carlos?
You know, it's a really good community. So yeah, you know, we know everybody. My wife grew up here, so, you know, she's saying hello to everybody. We're like, you know, ambassadors for because they know the music store, you know, the clock tower, we gotta go see them. And so, yeah, it's great. It's just really nice because, you know, everybody's friendly and they're engaging. What's fun is to see like the generations of kids kind of growing. Like I'll start out with a saxophone student, you know, they're just barely tall enough to carry the saxophone.
Yeah.
Now they're off to college, they're back, they have kids. You know, we see that generation kind of coming and going. But
Awesome.
music's always a giver. I mean, if you're playing music, you know, all that stress, everything melts away. Your focus is on other things, you know, and yeah, it's one of the few things you can express yourself and, you know, and share with others. It's a different world right now with COVID. You know, smaller businesses really kind of struggle with, you know, retail sales. I think everyone got pushed to buying stuff online and thinking that that's the only source. But when you come to a store like mine, you get expertise, you get, you know, knowledge. We can help you, we guide you through things that you want to do. So instead of just sending you a box of an instrument that you have to discover how you're going to make it work, we have lessons, we have repair, we have things that kind of service you to make you more successful in that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, you bet.
This is great.
Okay, cool, man.
All right, let's check out here Didums, which is a party store. They've been in business since 1989, and I just want to show you inside because it is totally crazy right now. Wow, I like that. See, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Look at all these balloons. There's a huge line. Everyone's getting balloons. When we were in here last time, I think they said their biggest day, they had done something like 400 or 500 balloons, which is a massive number. Look over here. There are tons of bags, way more than you're gonna see at Target for sure. And you can spend the money right here at a local store. From a coffee situation in San Carlos, we have Starbucks, and then we have the Groovy Goose, which is always packed and that is super popular. Actually, just right here is Susie Cakes, which most people have heard of. They actually have, I think, about 30 locations nationwide, and they look really, really good. All right, we're coming up on the Olive Crush here. This is cool. Look at all these different types of balsamic here. This is Black Mission Fig Dark Balsamic, Wild Blueberry Balsamic Vinegar, wow, Cinnamon Pear Dark Balsamic, Espresso Dark Balsamic, Maple Dark Balsamic. Tell me about what do you got here that's awesome, because I've come in here, I've had your corn nuts, I've had some of the pasta.
Okay, so we do balsamic vinegars, white balsamics and dark balsamics. So
Yeah.
a little bit different than store-bought balsamic because we use more grapes, and so there's less acidity. So the balsamics in our store are 4% acidity. Balsamic in every grocery store is 6.75. You don't get the acidity that you get with our balsamics when you're doing salads and things like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, fresh pasta's over here, and then we do raviolis. A lot of people have never had bucatini before. So the bucatini, it's fresh, obviously, and it has a hole inside it. So it looks like spaghetti, but it's lighter. So
Yeah.
if you want really, really great pasta, you can get fresh pasta. Every week we get fresh pasta. Artichoke bread over here. So these are partially baked. So you have to put either olive oil or butter all over it, maybe some garlic, and then
Yeah.
you throw it in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes.
Oh, I've bought these tons of times, but it's so cool that you can actually buy this on the peninsula here.
Yeah, so they have it over in the store over in Pescadero. It's
Right.
a great store, and the difference is that when you go in there, you're tearing into it because it's in a
Yes.
paper bag, it's hot.
Yes.
What you don't see is in the back room, they're all partially baked like this on tables, and they take butter and olive oil, or butter and
Yeah.
garlic, and they just slather it on and throw it in the oven. That's why it's always hot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what they do down there. And then our olive oil's over here.
Yeah, show us that.
So, white truffle is really, very strong.
White truffle, oh my God.
So truffle is made a little bit differently. It's from Italy. They take the white truffle, crush it, put it in the olive oil, it seeps in for 3 weeks. So a little bit different than than when you buy truffle as an essential oil. Essential oils, you can smell, there's actually no physical taste. So ours, you can actually smell and taste it. So our raviolis are different than what you buy in a store too. They're thicker skinned. So when you buy raviolis at most grocery stores, we throw in the boiling water. When it comes out, you take it out when it rises. Otherwise it bursts because skin's thin.
Yeah.
So ours are made traditional Italian way. So if you take a look at them, they're thicker skinned. So this is what you get in a restaurant race, basically. So you gotta thaw them out completely, and then after you thaw them out, then you cook them for about 7 minutes, and they're great. So.
All right, I'm gonna get a goat cheese here in this marinara sauce.
Cool.
I wasn't expecting to walk out of Olive Crush with a huge box and everything, so we have to go to the car and drop it off. But that's a fun thing. I mean, I felt his passion, his energy. I mean, kind of timing when he's buying olive oil throughout the year. Most places just, they have it on the shelf, and if it expires, they throw it out. But here, he's buying from different regions around different parts of the world, depending on the season. That is smart. All right, here we are at the Groovy Goose. Let's just go in and take a look here. What a great vibe. I mean, check this out over here. You got some customers. They've got the winter menu. They've got some, looks like egg sandwiches up top, some croissants, muffins. I just love this vibe. It's cool that we have these small locally owned businesses here in San Carlos. All right, so we're gonna pop into the library here, but before we do, I just wanna show you guys these two cool murals. Check this out, this one over here. The San Carlos Grammar School, San Carlos like Peter Pan is showing, the fire department in the bottom left. I just love this, incorporated in 1925. There's just a lot of thought went into this and a lot of community pride. And then let me just show you this other one over here, which is pretty neat too. Talking about San Carlos Hometown Days, which is one weekend per year. It's an awesome festival, kind of headquartered around Burton Park, which is the main park in San Carlos. And then you can kind of see Hiller Aviation Museum at the top, and then the library, of course, in the middle. Check this out on the ground, this really cool mosaic here. And at the bottom it says kind of City of Good Living, City of San Carlos. And then check this out. If we look all the way up to the ceiling, it kind of reminds me of a planetarium. Here, kind of the motto for the San Mateo County Library was open for exploration. And then just over here, there's a bookshop where you can buy books. Here's just some of the activities that are happening. Like today, for example, there's some crafting, the English Conversation Club. Tomorrow they have a tech tutor drop-in, baby bounce for, looks like for babies 18 months and younger. So there's just so much that's happening here. What do you have in here? Oh, a praying mantis.
A mantis, Asian mantis.
An Asian mantis.
Yes, we used to have one here.
Yeah.
But she's no longer here. Now we have Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
We have ants.
Oh,
and
neat.
beetles.
Beetles. You got everything here. Oh, I bet kids love seeing this.
Yes.
This is cool. You can actually check out video games. So it says you can check out Switch, Xbox, and PS5, and they have a Nintendo Switch Lite. Check them out for 3 weeks. Wow, really impressed. I think this is actually a bike from Public Bikes. That's so cool how they painted that there, but I think this is a little kid's bike here. Neat. So we're walking over to neighborhood that we're gonna check out, but I just wanna show you, this is an example of a lot of the new construction that we're seeing in San Carlos. I like this because it's in the kind of right off the downtown. That's where we should have these big buildings. It's kind of a controversial thing with density and NIMBYism and YIMBYism and all that. But in my opinion, if we're gonna have development, which we absolutely need, then it needs to happen in these downtown areas. We have another building over here, several stories. I believe in this building, condos are about $1.3 to $1.4 million for a 2-bedroom, but you could buy a 2-bedroom a few blocks away in San Carlos, starting as low as about $1 million. So it kind of depends what you're looking for. Newer, older, we have it all right here. And then just over here behind me, this is an example of an older apartment building that's probably 30, 40 years old. We're only a block off of Laurel here. Then we have over here a little bit of an older building. So you kind of have a nice mixture of old and new within 2 or 3 blocks of Laurel. And then it's gonna start to turn into 100% residential, which we will get to in a moment. All right, we've been walking for the last few minutes from Laurel Street over here to Burton Park, which you guys are gonna see in just a second. But I'll mention what I think is really cool about this kind of flatter area around downtown, and we're in the Howard Park neighborhood, is how flat and nice it is. So if you're like, hey, we wanna be somewhere where we can push a stroller, where we just go for a walk in the neighborhood, that's kind of the nice thing about San Carlos. Like just north of San Carlos is Belmont. And in Belmont, you don't really have the flat areas that you do have in San Carlos. Belmont's really nice because it's hillier. A lot of people really like Belmont, which is a very different feel from San Carlos. Even though they're right next to each other, Belmont is going to be hillier. It's going to be less flatter areas, less trick-or-treatable, but you get no sidewalks there, no street lights. So it kind of has a little bit more of a kind of Tahoe-like vibe. But in San Carlos, if you like knowing your neighbors and you like bumping into people everywhere and you like being able to walk downtown, that's kind of one thing that I like about this. So let's just take a look around here. We're in the park. Again, we're shooting this on a Sunday. This is really fun. You get tons of kids out here, a lot of parents. What do you love about living in San Carlos?
The community.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great families. There's a lot of events that they have here. The park is amazing and everything is very walkable, so it's really nice.
And why did you choose to live here?
We were in Foster City.
Okay.
Prior to that, we were in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Great weather. A lot of community events. Lots of school-aged children, and they just have a lot of things going on, and it's centrally located.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my goodness, this is so fun. I mean, just kind of walking around and people doing cool stuff like that. We saw Girl Scout cookies, we're seeing the project. Maybe we'll see something else neat here soon. All right, so we're in the heart of Burton Park, and just check out the huge play area over here. There's tons of kids. I like that they have a little sail over there, so when it gets really hot, San Carlos has fantastic weather because we're just north of Redwood City, which the slogan there is climate best by government test. So it does get kind of warm here in San Carlos, so I do like that. If you just kind of look over here, you can see all these homes kind of dotting around the edges of the park, and then just guys go way back in here, all the way over to Alameda, and then all the way westward over there are the hills of San Carlos. But let's just kind of take a quick walk over here. We got a few people playing basketball, and you can kind of see how big these courts are, a few of them being used. And it looks like one of the hoops, I hadn't realized this, is actually lowered, which you can dunk on. I've been here a bunch of times, but I hadn't actually noticed how low the second hoop was. So it looks like maybe it's at 8 feet. I probably can't even touch the rim, who knows? And I'm not gonna test it out. Yeah, and then it's nice over here. We've got some bocce ball courts here, again, with a nice big couple umbrellas right there. And this is nice. Actually, this is the first spot that I've seen this. Public access, AED. Hopefully you never need one of these, but I've not seen this anywhere else in the peninsula. So kudos to the leadership in San Carlos for just having the thought to put this here. Over here we have the community center, and you can kind of see how cool it is painted on the outside. Just over here to my right is the baseball field. And San Carlos, like I was mentioning at the very beginning, has a ton of community events. One of the biggest one is called Hometown Days. The outfield is just filled with all kinds of fun activities, super family friendly. And again, another reason why San Carlos is such an awesome place to live, in my opinion. Many people ask me, like, why is San Carlos so popular from a pricing standpoint? Obviously, there's a lot of amazing reasons why people choose to live here, but San Carlos has had a lot of growth from a pricing standpoint and the real estate in terms of the newer construction homes that we're seeing here. This has all been over the last like 5 to 8 years. And I think a lot of that is just due to the growth in the valley. So many companies down here from an employment perspective that many people are like, look, I don't need to be more north like San Mateo or Burlingame. I can get exactly what I want in San Carlos. And for people who get priced out of, say, Menlo Park, Palo Alto, Atherton, San Carlos is going to be really the first community that checks the box for what a lot of people are looking for. So we're just shooting this in the neighborhood, and we walked into some very friendly residents who we've seen in the past. Tell us who you are and why you love living here.
I'm Alex. This is Hans.
Hi, I'm Sarah. This is Gus.
We've lived in the neighborhood for about 1.5 years, and we moved here from the city, which, as I recall, you're from somewhere up north.
Yeah,
right?
I grew up in Burlingame, but lived in the city for a while too.
Yeah, I mean, we just love it because it's got great weather, great community. We love walking, so every morning we walk into downtown, get a coffee. We love the park, which is where we're headed right now.
Oh, cool.
Park.
No, it's a great town. Really easy for the kids. Like, it's custom made for kids. We joke that the price of admission is a stroller. Like,
what's it been like just meeting friends and all that in San Carlos? And just...
Well, you know, what's really funny is actually we had these good friends in the city. You know, we moved down here, then like a couple months later, they moved down here. So they've been, you know, we've kept that friendship, and then we've a number of new friends while we were both on leave when with miss young ones. So
Yeah. Honestly, it's been really easy. Like, it's super easy to meet people down here. Way easier than I found in the city. The city was great too. Down here, it's like, just everybody seems like they're very much on the same page. Like, and of different generations, same thing. Like, just, I think people kind of come here looking for like a smaller community, and definitely found that here.
I mean, around all the holidays, you've got the events. You've got like the Goblin Walk for Halloween. You've got, you know, all these houses for Christmas are lit up, and you see so many young families. You know, I grew up actually just a few towns down from here, and I'd say the number of like young families here it's got to be one of the best places for young families on the peninsula.
What did you consider other towns when you were moving out of San Francisco, and what did you consider? What was your thought process?
It's funny because actually I didn't really know San Carlos that well, even though I grew up in Palo Alto, and we explored here, Los Gatos. You know, I think Belmont and San Carlos are pretty similar. We looked at Burlingame. This was the one where we just kind of things aligned. We found the right place, the right price, and it's worked out really well. We've really enjoyed exploring, like just downtown and all the new restaurants and stuff. There's this new Greek place we went just the other day. It's got a really good balance.
I mean, people watching this obviously are going to be thinking about maybe moving to San Carlos. Anything that you would share with them?
You know, it's so intimidating looking for a place that you're like is going to support you, especially as you have young kids. Like, we're very much speaking for people in this life stage. And honestly, I've been really pleased with how easy this town has made it. Like, you know, we've synced up with the schools, and you know, they've helped us out with a couple like special accommodations. It's just really nice. And again, like, it felt a little overwhelming in the city, but moving here made it a lot easier. We kind of felt like we were living on hard mode in the city, and we got it ticked it down to medium mode here, which is nice.
Yeah, you got a parking spot, like a garage, like the luxury list, you know.
I know, like carrying in those groceries a lot easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, just little things like that, they add up. So it's been really nice.
It was the right move for the right time. You know?
Yeah, I know. I think we're boosters. We're pro. Move here.
Thank you. Thanks for chatting with us again. Maybe we'll see you in a few weeks. Bye. That is so funny. When we were shooting another video here a couple months ago, just on eucalyptus, we ran into them too. And they'd recognized me from watching these videos. So that's the nice thing about San Carlos. You keep running into people all over the place. So I just want to show you guys kind of what a beautiful, typical street looks like in San Carlos. Let's just take a look over here. This is probably a newer construction home built in like the last 5-6 years. Over here, check this out. This is more a one-level ranch style home with some beautiful trees in front, of course. You can't really see the whole house, but I do like the outside there. And then let's take a look over here. We have a 2-story house. It is worth mentioning that most of these homes were almost all 1-story homes. Kind of after the GI Bill, a lot of these homes were built kind of starting in the late 40s. And then people over time have either torn them down and built new construction homes, or they've popped up the 2nd story, or they've beautifully redone them. Like, check out this one here. For example, this is a 3-bedroom that is for sale right now. And the asking price on this, I believe, was about $2.6 million for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I think it was about 1,600 square feet. Beautifully redone, kitchen open to the yard. That's a good buy, I think. But that's more expensive than some other towns, but that's about the price that you can pay if you want to live like in a beautiful neighborhood like this. Like, let's check out this house here. Beautiful home again, another newish construction home. I just really like it. You can kind of see a lot of the homes on this block have this feel. And another thing that you want to keep in mind if you're thinking about living in San Carlos, I don't think it's a big deal, but it is worth pointing out. You do have utility poles, and when I'm just kind of looking around right here, I don't see any utility poles at all. So a lot of them are in people's backyards, or they're kind of covered by trees. It's kind of cool. We got a Lamborghini SUV right here. If you're thinking about making a move to San Carlos or just anywhere in San Mateo County, I'd love to be your Peninsula real estate resource of choice. Drop me a line. All my contact info is in the description below. If you'd like to learn more about downtown Burlingame, check out this video, or downtown San Mateo, check out this video. Or if you're just wanting to learn about more tree-lined neighborhoods in San Mateo County, check out this video. I'll see you guys soon.